As you can see, I'm holding the microphone because I want to make sure that this video is loud enough. I tend to talk very low anyways. Um, so in making these videos, they're even lower, and this microphone should be clipped to my shirt, but I feel like you can't hear me there. So this is going to be interesting. Um, my name is Vanessa Leschak. I am co-founder of Parkinson's Disease Nutrition. If you've been watching the videos before this, thanks for coming back. If this is your first time watching our videos, make sure you go back and watch the previous ones. They all kind of go together. But hopefully you'll get enough information from this one that whatever you're looking for. Today we're going to talk about smoothies. It kind of goes along with our last video, which was a breakfast food, which happened to be a tofu scramble. Our organization does research on Parkinson's disease and nutrition specifically. We don't really promote a specific diet. However, if we could tell you a specific diet, we would say go 100% plant-based. Get rid of your animal products and eat your fruits and vegetables and your nuts and grains and seeds, and you'll feel a lot better. But we don't really say that, so take that as you want to. I know a lot of you are already health conscious and really dependent on a healthy diet to help yourself feel better. Just not even Parkinson's symptoms specifically, just your body in general feels better when you're feeding it better, higher quality foods and better nutrition. So we're going to talk about smoothies today. I'm not going to make any because I do have the microphone, and I think that the microphone plus the blender would be super duper loud. So I'm going to try and go over the best examples I can, and then I have the recipe for some of these smoothies plus a couple others that will be on our website, and those of you who have subscribed to this workshop, you'll get those emails. Okay, so I'm going to start with one of the important parts of a smoothie making process is a nice blender or a bullet. I have a Ninja blender, which comes with a regular blender cup, and then it has these tiny little adapter blenders and these cups, which is perfect smoothie size. And if you look, I have my smoothie straws. They're much wider. They're like boba straws or smoothie straws. They're just super wide mouth straws. They fit in this cup perfectly. These also, if you buy the set new or whatever, they come with like a coffee cup sipping lid, so this straw actually fits in the lid, so it's spill proof, which makes it really nice. Okay, so we use this usually as our smoothie cup. So what I do at home when I make the kids smoothies is whatever type of smoothie I'm making, I put a little bit of the liquid on the bottom, put the fruit and veggies and stuff in the top, and then put the rest of the liquid at the top. But make sure you watch for that line. This has a little line, it's max fill right here. And what that is saying is if you fill it over that, once you put this lid on, you're going to overfill everything. So please don't go over that. You think you can beat it and you really can't. Trust me, I've tried. Just go to the line if you need to. Make a thicker, darker Sharpie line. And that'll stay through a couple washes so you can know where your line is. Okay, so we're going to talk about a chocolate peanut butter smoothie, which is delicious. I have the recipe. It'll be attached to the email you receive for this, or it'll be on our website depending on how you got to us. So it calls for peanut butter. We use organic peanut butter. We try and promote mostly organic right now during this corona apocalypse. It's really hard to get our usual products, especially organic stuff. So get what you can that is as healthy as you can get. Organic peanut butter, some frozen bananas. Frozen bananas are kind of hard to peel. I suggest if you're going to freeze your bananas, take the peels off and put them in a freezer safe container so they're easy to take out, or use fresh bananas if you have any fresh bananas. Either way, frozen will make it a colder, more frozen smoothie, so you don't have to add ice. Fresh bananas will make it a little bit softer, not as cold and frozen, but depending on what you put in there and the texture you want. Frozen will be thicker, not frozen bananas will be less thick. So I have two types of milk here, chocolate milk and coconut soy milk, or coconut milk, plain coconut milk, and then chocolate almond milk. We do promote plant-based diet, so we only talk about plant-based milks. For the peanut butter one, we would use some cocoa powder, some chocolate milk. I would put oats in mine. If you do decide to put oats in yours, add a little bit more liquid, even if you have to only use, half the amount of the banana. Add more liquid because the oats are going to absorb your liquid, and you don't want it to be too thick that you can't even blend it. This is about half a cup of oats. That's a good quantity. That's like a breakfast size. So, and then you can add some yogurt if you want. Again, plant-based yogurt. This combination right here is going to taste like dessert. It's delicious. Add your cocoa powder, your yogurt, your milk, your peanut butter, your oats, your banana, and then you want to add a little bit of a sweetener if you want it sweeter, depending on what type of milk you use, what type of peanut butter you use. It's dependent on a bunch of factors and what your sweet tooth is. This can be used as a breakfast smoothie. It's lower in protein than, let's say, eggs and bacon or even tofu. Or it can be used as a nighttime smoothie. It could be used as like a dessert during the evenings. It could be used in the middle of your day for lunch. You can make smoothies ahead, put them in a mason jar with your straw, stick them in the fridge, and then you have smoothies for a couple days already prepared. So you can do it, if you're going to do that, you can do it in an actual big blender style. Oh gosh, hold on one second. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is the chocolate coffee smoothie. So you, again, are going to need your plant-based milks. You can use yogurt if you'd like. You're going to need your cocoa powder. You're going to need a whole or half of a banana. You're not going to need those. And then you want to use some coffee. Again, I try and buy organic coffee. I usually buy the whole beans from Costco. I have not been to Costco in a month, so I got some coffee at Trader Joe's. It's already ground. Fun fact, if you do whole bean coffee, you can use this blender or this blender cup and this blade and grind your beans every day or every week or however often you want to. So if you only have whole bean coffee, this is a good resource to blend that coffee up with. So this one is going to be these ingredients. So your plant-based milk, your cocoa powder, your coffee, banana, and a sweetener. So our sweeteners we talk about are stevia, which is diabetic friendly. You only use a little tiny bit of stevia, and I don't recommend baking with it unless you research how to bake with it because it doesn't measure one for one like sugar does. You can use maple syrup. Maple syrup is really good for you. It's a little bit harder if you do have diabetes. You need to watch out with maple syrup, I believe, because it can spike your blood sugar. And then honey. Honey is a more, another one like maple syrup. Add it to sweeten your products. Honey will get hard though in colder stuff, so watch out for that. In all of your smoothies, you can add more things. You can also you don't have to use it in this size of a cup. You can use your bigger blender cup that comes with standard blenders. So if you don't want to measure, you don't have to. These are all of our measurements on our recipes are kind of like a guideline. I don't measure anything unless I'm baking because that you can't really fix. But for smoothies, you can kind of gauge what you need more or less of, but we do have some good guidelines in our recipes for that. You can add some protein powder to your smoothies. Again, if you're going to do protein, watch out for your medication interference. This is a plant-based organic protein powder. This is good for you if you need that little bit of extra protein. Maybe you're struggling with weight or having a hard time eating, or you don't want to eat, or you don't eat your meals regularly. Try some protein powder in your smoothie. Watch out for medication times. This might be best for if you do have that medication interference. Do this at night. So make that chocolate, banana, oatmeal, peanut butter smoothie for your dessert or even your dinner, and add your protein powder to that, but do it at the end of the night when it's not going to affect your body as much when it does interfere with your medication. Other things we talk about adding to smoothies is some flaxseed. This is just some ground flaxseed. You can buy it whole, the whole seeds. You can eat them whole. They're tiny little, they look like tiny little fleas, honestly. But again, if you buy whole seeds, you can grind them in this cup and not have to add liquid. It'll just grind it. It just takes a little bit. The Moringa powder is really good. It's a really good antioxidant and detox. It has a bunch of vitamins and minerals. Be careful because it does have a high protein content. So again, you want to watch out with that medication interference. You can get, this is raw organic Moringa powder. You can get it probably at Whole Foods, any of your natural food stores, Sprouts, most likely online would be the best option for that, especially right now. So then we'll talk about one more type of smoothie that I tend to make more often than not, than the others. I use green tea or juice. I have some organic lemonade right now. It's not the best to put in a smoothie, but it's a good liquid option for what we have, and especially for my daughter when she wants her smoothies. So we do an organic juice or green tea. Green tea is my favorite. I just take my tea bag, which I happen to have one of right here. So I have some organic herbal tea right here. So you can make your tea bag like you're going to make hot tea. Either cool it down in the fridge overnight, make a big thing and cool it down for iced tea. However you would prepare an iced tea, you want to do that, and then you can use that liquid for your smoothie. So your juice, your tea or your milk, your frozen or fresh berries, frozen or fresh banana, and you're just going to grind that up. You can add some of the sweeteners to it. You might not need to, because between the banana, the juice, and the fruit, and depending on what milk, or if you use a tea, it might make it actually sweet enough where you won't have to add a sweetener, but kind of gauge your own taste buds, and you can figure that out. Here's some matcha. Matcha is a really delicious drink. You can have it hot or cold. It does have high caffeine content. If you are someone who likes your caffeine in the mornings, or even in the afternoons, this is really good. You can add this to a smoothie. You can make a green matcha tea smoothie. So you would do some matcha, some milk or water, a little bit of sweetener, and then maybe a frozen banana or even some ice cubes in that. It's not going to be as nutritious as a smoothie, but it's going to taste delicious. And then we talk about more things you can add to your smoothies. Chia seeds are really good. They're tiny little black seeds that look like tiny little bugs again. You don't need to grind these up. They're so fine. But you can add them to your smoothies. They will make your smoothie a little thick though. They get very gelatinous with a liquid. So watch out for that if you're going to add chia. Add chia to any of your smoothies. You can add chia, flax, and that moringa powder to any of your smoothies for some additional nutrition and health benefits. Those are all considered some of the superfoods. So one last thing we're going to talk about real quick is, I promised last week we would talk about kind of like a meal planner. So we give this out at all of our talks. I don't know if you can see it, but it just has the days of the weeks, and what you can do to help yourself is write down what you eat, and at the end of every day, the bottom of the list, you write down how you felt that day. Kind of, today I had tofu at 10 a.m., I took my meds at 12, and then I had a green salad and a peanut butter smoothie. For dinner, I had a couple bites of ice cream and a piece of whole grain toast because I wasn't really hungry. How did you feel that day? And then the next day, do that for a couple weeks, or forever if you want, indefinitely. But at least for a couple weeks, so you can track how you're feeling and what you're eating and how they go together. That'll just give you a little bit of a self-assessment to see what kind of interferes with your medication, or your times of days where you feel like, oh yeah, I don't feel that great at 2 p.m. when I'm eating at 11 a.m. And my medication is at 9 a.m. So it's just a way to self-assess and kind of see how you're doing on your own, and then you can guide yourself from there as to what you need to change in your diet a little bit based on what you are seeing as a trend. Okay, sorry that we did not actually make any of the smoothies. I hope this was, thoroughly explained for you, and I will put all those recipes up on our website, and as well as email them to everyone who was subscribed. Again, if you ever need anything from us, contact us. Our email is parkynut@gmail.com, parkynut@gmail.com. So feel free to contact us with any questions, concerns, feedback, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. We're not, terribly too slow on getting back to people right now, since we're all home-based.